Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to study if an economy or a country is going to switch from planned economic system towards free market economic system, or you can say the mixed economic system. So what changes will take place in that country or that economy? Like previously that country was governed by the government of that country will be planning what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. All the basic economic questions, they were answered by the government of that country. Now, as it is switching from planned economic system to free market economic system or mixed economic system, what approach will be adopted by that country? And what steps are needed, what steps are required in order to convert one economic system to another? And what problems can be faced and what are the benefits which will be present after switching from one economic system to another? So there are two approaches. What are those two approaches? One is called shock therapy. What do you mean by shock therapy? Suddenly it is announced by the government that they have switched their economic system from planned to free market. So in planned economic system, everyone is the employee of the government. So when government suddenly changes its economic system, there will be massive unemployment and there can be economic and political turmoil in that country. Because it will be unsettling situation for the whole country that their economic system is closed down and now they have announced a new economic strategy that everything will be decided by the market forces of demand and supply. So this approach, shock therapy, is not used by any of the country because it is having more damaging effects to the people of that country. Now what is the second approach? That is about gradual approach. What is the gradual approach of this country? Now this country will be having the change of the economic system stepwise. That it is not going to have a sudden situation, but gradually a country will be switching from planned economic system to another economic system like free market or mixed economic system. So what are those gradual steps which will be taken by the country? Okay. So the first thing which is required, that is the privatization. Privatization. You can say whatever the state-owned enterprises they are belong to the government, they will be privatized. What are those? State-owned enterprises, SOEs. They are the state-owned enterprises, they will be privatized to the private people. So there are two methods of privatization in this case. What are those? Two or three methods you can see. First thing, government will be directly selling state-owned enterprises to the private people by using a method of auction. Do you know auction?
Yes.
Where the bidders are giving their prices or they are bidding for that building or that project. So whoever is the highest bidder, he will be given that project or that state-owned enterprise. I can give you one of the example. If there is a state school, it is run by the government of a country. Now government is trying to privatize it. So government will privatize it through auction. People will be invited to give their bids on a specific date. So when the highest bidder has given that bid, he will be given the ownership right of that school. If there is a shop held by the government can auctionize it. Okay, it will be privatized through auction. Another form of privatization is like the largest state-owned enterprises, you can say steel mill, PIA, railways, if government decides to privatize them, what method will be adopted? Government will be issuing their shares to the general public. Ordinary shares. Gradually government will be privatizing. How these shares will be privatized? I can give you like 10% of the shares will be privatized, they will be issued to the general public. Alright? So still 90% of the shares are held by the government. Therefore, MD, Managing Director or COE will remain the government body. When more than 50% of the shares they are sold to the general public. More than 50% means 51% of the shares they are sold to the private people, then that firm, that state-owned enterprise will be privatized. It may take 2 years or 3 years that a large-scale state-owned enterprise will be privatized through issuing shares. Alright? Now another privatization method is what? Now government is having deregulation. What do you mean by deregulation? Previously, government has set certain barriers for the entry of private firms. Like no one else is allowed to produce electricity, and previously it was not allowed even to have a private TV channel. That was market was regulated. Government created a barrier for the entry of the private producers to supply those goods and services. So deregulation means now that barrier is uplifted. Anyone can start to produce those goods which were previously banned to produce. Suppose we say government was solely providing education and private schools were not allowed to provide these services. That was the regulated market. So when market was deregulated, now private people will be allowed to open their own schools. It will increase competition in the market. So privatization will promote competition in the market, and we will be having more private goods produced. And the basic economic questions. What are basic economic questions? What, how and for whom to produce? They will be answered by the market forces of demand and supply. If we are having more and more privatization, that the role of private sector has increased in the country rather than the government role. Alright? So the first step government has taken, that is the privatization of state-owned enterprises. There are different state-owned enterprises. Some are smaller, others are medium enterprises, and some are the larger scale enterprises. So everyone will be privatized in the different stages. So through privatization, what is government is receiving? Government is receiving money. Previously, government was paying most of the tax revenues to finance the losses of state-owned enterprises, like railways in loss, PIAs in loss. So whatever tax revenue is collected, that was not used for the betterment of people. Rather, that tax revenue was used to finance the losses of state-owned enterprises. So once these state-owned enterprises are privatized, through privatization, whatever money is received by the government, it can be used to improve the infrastructure of the country. Like road networks that can be improved to connect the cities and rural areas, and reform the infrastructure in the form of better public schools and civil hospitals. Health and educational services will be better supplied by the government if they are also helped by the government to provide free education and free health services to the people. Alright? So privatization is actually money proceed in which government is having more proceeds of money to finance its budget deficit, which was previously present, and now what government will be doing, whatever money is received, that will be used to improve the infrastructure of the country. Okay, one drawback of privatization is that government will not be able to have the profit of these enterprises if they were profit generating. Government will be losing that profit to the private sector. Alright? But the thing is that government can receive now more taxes from privatization. Whatever the state-owned enterprises they are privatized, they have to pay taxes to the government. And government will be having what? A regulatory body to look after the activities of the privatized firms. Like PEMRA. PEMRA is basically Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority that is looking after what the private channels, whatever they are doing, their activities are monitored and they are also regulated as well. So the first step I want you to detail that what is privatization and how will it be made. Second step, government, what it is doing, price deregulation. Price deregulation. What do you mean by deregulation of prices? In case of planned economic system, please pay your attention. The necessities prices, they are set by the government below the equilibrium point. Like this is the maximum price. You can say sugar prices in the market, they are 110 rupees per kg. If government says no one is allowed to sell sugar more than 70 rupees per kg, this is the maximum price government has set below the equilibrium. Okay? Market price is quite high, which is unaffordable by the people of the country. The state was itself producing the necessities. So if private sector is also supplying some quantity of that necessity, the government has put a price ceiling. You are not allowed to sell this product more than this price ceiling. So when deregulation is made, what happens? Government will remove this price barrier. Government will uplift this maximum price, and now price will be determined by the market. Its forces of demand and supply. Okay? I can give you another example. Like petroleum prices, they are set by the government. They are regulated by the government. If government says, now onward, they are not going to give us the regulated prices, this is the market who will decide what will be the price of petroleum. Then every company will be importing itself and they will be deciding their own prices at the petrol stations. Alright? गवर्नमेंट अपने लिए भी रखा, प्राइवेट में अगर कोई प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है तो गवर्नमेंट कह रही है अब आपने इससे ज्यादा प्राइस डाल दिया. ठीक है? क्योंकि to some extent private sector is also working in the planned country, but that is not influencing. So if they are willing to sell their products, that is the pricing. So whatever the prices were previously regulated by the government, like government has said, the minimum wages for the workers. So government will also remove those minimum wage legislations, and then market will be deciding what wages will be paid to the workers and what prices will be determined by the forces of demand and supply. Alright? Now the third step which we say in the transition of an economy, that is the removal of subsidies. Do you know what we mean by subsidies? Yes, these are opposite to the taxes. In case of taxes, we pay to the government. When government pays to us, that is a subsidy. So in case of a planned country, all those state-owned enterprises, they are producing the goods, but those goods are highly subsidized.
This happens in planned economy, get removal of subsidies.
Removal of subsidies. What are you asking? as countries shifting from planned to free market. So subsidized rate, if you go to the army shops, they are providing the goods and services to the army personnel at a subsidized rate. Their prices are lower than the normal country prices. They are subsidized. So if those subsidies are removed, then what happens? Price will be again increasing for those people as well, for army people. I can say, if subsidies are present, तो क्या होगा? This is demand, this is market supply, and due to subsidy, we are having this price right now. This is the price with subsidy. Like sugar price is right now 110 rupees. If government subsidizes it, then its price can be 75 rupees per kg. If suddenly government removes this subsidy, the price will jump to 110, which is a shock to the whole economy. So what government is doing? Government is gradually removing the subsidies. First of all, government is removing the subsidy of 5 rupees, 10 rupees. The price will be gradually increasing to the consumers. Alright? So gradually this price will be moving towards the market price. When subsidies are gradually removed, now the market forces will be determining the prices rather than government is subsidizing everything in the economy. यानी पहले एजुकेशन क्या थी? गवर्नमेंट फ्री दे रही, सब्सिडाइज्ड एजुकेशन. Now government says भाई थोड़ी फीस पे करे. After 2, 3, 4 years they will be having the same fee structure as it is present in the private schools and private universities. That they will be having more market-oriented prices. All right. Sometimes the removal of subsidies, that is another step. You can say one more step which is taken by the government of that country. That is trade reforms. Trade reforms. What do you mean by trade reforms? International trade will be opened. A planned country decides not to trade with the neighboring countries. Why it is deciding not to trade? The reason is their products, planned country products, they are not qualitative enough. If they would have allowed the trade with other countries, so definitely the free market economy's products will be more qualitative. And if they are allowed to enter into a planned country, so their own products will be remained unsold. They could not compete. So when they had allowed the private sector to produce goods and services, so the government will also be allowing exports and imports of the goods and services. And due to that permission, what happens? Their trade linkages will be developed and they will have more international prestige if their exports are growing. Alright? Internationally, they will have more products going into international market. So one more reform they have to make. A planned country is having fixed exchange rate. So when it is converting into a free market economy, it will be adopting flexible exchange rate regime, where exchange rate will be determined by the market. So these reforms are actually, what are they going to do? They will open the economy to the rest of the world. Alright? One more reform which is required, that is the banking reforms. What are the banking reforms? In a planned economic system, we found that government was paying very less salaries to the people and they were unable to have more savings. When savings are not there, what happens? That country was not attracting investment. Financial system was quite weaker for a planned country. So now it will be making the banking reforms, it will be allowing the private sector banks to open their branches. And what happens? In the privatization proceed, the salaries of the people, they will also be increasing. They will be able, competitive salaries will be paid to the workers and to the managers, and they will be able to increase their savings. A planned country is having less saving rate, 5 to 10% of the total GDP. So now this country will be having 20 to 30% of saving rate. As a result, more funds will be available for the private investors. They could borrow money from the banks in order to invest. Alright? A central bank will also be reformed, which is going to regulate and control the money supply in the country. So all these reforms will convert the economic system from planned to free market. It will increase its economic growth. They will have more distribution of goods and services in the country by the market forces. What, how, and how for whom to produce, that will be decided by the market forces of demand and supply. And private ownership will be encouraged instead of state ownership. That is the motivational force to the private people to increase their private ownerships. Alright? So what are the drawbacks? Drawbacks, you can say, any state monopoly, when it is privatized, it will be converted into private monopoly and it can discriminate the consumers. This can be one of the drawbacks. And the privatized firms, private firms, they will be removing the extra workers. They will be making forced redundancies. This can create unemployment, but this is not the way that it is only creating unemployment. It will have more competition in the market because market is also deregulated and private firms are allowed to set up in the country. So what happens? More employment opportunities can be created due to privatization. And prices will become more competitive in the market forces of demand and supply due to competition. Quality of the goods will also be increasing. And this country will have a strong financial system.
So yeah, we have drawbacks as well.
Drawback to plan unemployment discipline. State monopoly can be converted into private monopoly. But it has more benefits than the drawbacks or the disadvantages of these transitions. एम्प्लॉयमेंट में रखता है कि प्राइवेटाइजेशन से कुछ ना कुछ तो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट आएगी कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर विल बी रिमूविंग सम ऑफ द पीपल फ्रॉम देयर वर्कप्लेस, बट ड्यू टू मोर कंपटीशन मोर एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज विल आल्सो बी क्रिएटेड because government has allowed the competition among the producers. Alright? But this is all about transition of an economy when a country, आपकी book में ना diagram दी है, Anush has opened that book. So on page number 25, this is given a color diagram is there. The upper part of this diagram is showing that a planned country is having weak financial system with less attractive environment for the private sector, and due to transitional reforms, when a country is converted into free market or mixed economic system where more role of private sector is present, so now this country will have reformed infrastructure and its saving rate and investment rate will also be increasing. A strong financial system will be developed and it will have more attractive environment for investment and private sector businesses. Alright, so this is all about the topic of transition of an economy from planned towards a free market economic system. Go through it inshallah and we will be having more of the things to come up in our next classes. Alright? So do it at home.